Wilson. I'm here with my esteemed commentator, Jumpin Cliff Jones.
Hello everyone.
He won't be joining us for very long. And we are here for the under-16 clash.
They're saying it'll be a cracker at the Cracknell.
Between Panton and St Francis. Well, just between you and me, I hope Panton win by a large margin. And any comments, Chuck? Jumpin Cliff Jones.
No, we've got a bit of early controversy there as the a meeting going on between the great minds there, of the great mind of the Squealer umpire and the perhaps the Diamond Valley representative, perhaps. But no, it should be a good game. Both teams have got a lot to prove.
Alright, we'll take a break, and when we get back, we'll have the first ball of the match. I'm Chukka Wilson, I'm here with Jumpin Cliff Jones. This is Channel 8. Welcome back from the break. And it's unusual that we have so much controversy, even though it's a very simple game. It's a one-day match, which is the first time Channel 8 will get to witness a one-day match. 24 overs per side, the maximum is 5 overs per bowler. And the usual spell breaks apply. So here we go. Heath George to face this St Francis bowler.
Double left-hand opening combination for the Redbacks.
Man in close. Bit of an edge and full and slip, short to the slip, first ball. Let's have a look at Heath George's stats. 116 runs and an average of 29, highest score 38. Very good season so far, Jumpin Cliff Jones.
Very consistent there. You couldn't really knock stats like that. I'd take that any day of the week. Especially on a Saturday. Mostly on a Saturday I'd take it. Wednesday, maybe not.
Traditional rivals, Panton and St Francis, especially in money reserve. Again, the same sort of style, wide outside off. He had a bit of a flash at it and it was a bit of a noise and it went towards the slip. Very awkward looking. This is a chilly morning here at Panton Hill, and I'm sure it's going to become a nice fine day.
Just pushing that ball across George. And double left-hand combination, and the just see the strength cordon being strengthened there. One way to strengthen the cordon is with weights, but they've decided to use an extra player.
This is very interesting. St Francis obviously fancy themselves having a short leg and play, 3 slips, and no one at square on the leg side.
Got a 6-3 field, and I'm just wondering how long that'll last. 2 left-handers, it's not going to last too long.
Yeah, it's very much so. Would have been a wide in a 2-day game, but the 1-day game, the wide markers are so much stricter. And Heath George, who has been opening for every game that Channel 8 has broadcast, is opening with his skipper. Again, bit of a noise, maybe clamping down on the pitch, but no hope of an edge. And another dot ball, tight over to start. Left alone, another dot ball. Quiet start so far.
I think the Panton batsman's been a little unnerved by those 3 playing a miss, and just looking to settle the nerves by leaving a couple pass through.
Yep. Left alone. End of the over. It's number 1. Here we go. Possibly the greatest batsman in under 16. What grade is this? Blue?
Blue, I think.
Blue. Under 16 blue. Bradley James Mitchell has just come off 100, his second 100 of the season. And you have to acknowledge great batting, Cliff Jones.
Left arm over the wicket.
Left arm medium appears to be. Well, let's have a look at Bradley Mitchell's stats. 394 runs at an average of 100.3. Highest score 112, not out, 250s and 200s.
Yes, that certainly takes me back away.
And interesting, they're changing the field while the bowler runs in. Crazy stuff here. And
that's bizarrio.
Well, Bradley Mitchell is the key wicket, so he has promoted himself to open, hoping to make most of this 24 overs. And ball so slow and low that he couldn't hit it. I know we saw sometimes last round that ball would have creamed down to the Kenway candy sign. Looking a close up of this left arm bowler. Doesn't look like much, not very.
Mop of black hair comes in from that northern end, and Mitchell off the back foot. He's punched it square with the wicket. The ball's racing out to the Glen Teagle earthwork sign. Won't be stopped, and it's gone all the way for 4 runs. A nice shot from Mitchell there. Just leaning back on it, but this ground's like lightning. Like a sheet of glass that's been polished to within an inch of its life.
Well, just having a look at the Cracknell Reserve ground, the Panton Hill Classic ground, it is very yellow. You'd have to say, Jumpin.
Ah, you would indeed. Yellow's the word. Short, and again it's been punched away. The ball's going back towards the third man position. They're not going to stop it. It's gone all the way again. 2 fours in a row, and short and wide, and Mitchell taking the opportunity. Didn't get a full piece of that one, but good enough.
Well, that is what Mitchell can do. He must have a very heavy bat. He's pretty strong for a small fellow, and he just can swing at the ball and guaranteed runs no matter where he hits it.
They've dropped that man who was an extra man on the leg. Now he's gone into the cordon. Perhaps they're going to bowl more wide.
I'd like to see that. Left defended by Mitchell.
A better ball.
Nice chilly morning. It's degrees about 12 degrees.
Yes, I think things will certainly be hotting up in the middle before too long.
Yes, definitely. Jumpin' Cliff Jones. Left arm medium bowler in to continue. And Mitchell dispatches him for a single.
This pushes into the gap between the mid-on and mid-wicket.
Just a single there, and that's the end of the over. It's none for 10. Batting order to come, we're just looking at the scorecard. Bellingham has been named at 3. Then Ty Gilmore at 4. And then look at that batting order to come, Jumpin' Cliff Jones.
Well, somewhat unproven in international one-dayers. Yes, this big high arm action. He's a big lump of a boy, this boy bowling, and we'll get a bit of bounce.
Let's have a look at him. He's definitely tall. He doesn't seem to have strong upper arms, but definitely has a big torso. So that's most of his pace will come out of his chest than his arms.
A very open action too.
Yes, not the most orthodox of.
There's a bit of a
styles.
windmill, a windmill action. So you would expect the ball to be swinging away from the left-handers.
Away from the left-hander.
Away from the left-handers.
Alright, I would have expected him to lose control on the ball going way down the leg side of the left-handers.
No.
Wide and short, and Mitchell wanted that to go down to the northern stump removal sign.
I think they call that 4 wasted there.
Yes, this is a limited overs international. Oh.
Very limited international. Very limited. Limited.
Oh, fabulous shot.
Oh, that's a cover drive. He's just leant into that one, and he's gone out to the Lincoln Finance, the graveyard of many a medium bowler.
And Bradley Mitchell has just gone to 13 in about 6 deliveries. So he's definitely taking charge.
The field is very close. They're going to need to put a man out there.
Still persisting with this aggression. Obviously some Francis know that they have to get wickets if they're going to do anything against Panton Hill. Left alone by Mitchell. Nicely, a dot ball. That's what is important. You just have to build pressure. As Panya will know, this is a 200 ground, I reckon.
Well, 24 overs. I think you could look at 6 or 7 and over. I think pretty comfortably.
You just have to beat the infield, and you've got 4.
Nice bowling on the stumps.
Yes. Nice bowling. It's none for 14. George onto strike. He's no blocker of the ball, but compared to Brad, he's being quite the recessive partner.
That's beaten upfield and it's racing out to the third man area. Will be cut off on this occasion, but not before the batsmen have a chance to scurry through for a couple.
Nice shot there by George, just working with it to third man.
Left arm over the wicket. Oh, and it's straight down leg. Not called a wide.
Not called a wide. Jeez Louise.
Well, that was a very interesting one.
Of all the cricket of under 16s I've played and seen, that has got to be the worst call ever.
A little bit of artificial creativeness coming in by George there as he wandered over the off and paddled the ball to leg.
Well, George just getting his getting the rhythm of this one-day cricket going. Obviously, Brad knows what sort of target he wants to set, and George just figuring out how's the best way to score the runs. Played and missed.
A little tentative. The ball's still obviously moving a little bit.
Yes, they don't use the traditional white balls in this form of limited overs cricket. They go with the red balls.
It's to supply a contrast with the yellow grass. They feel that the red ball shows up just that little bit better, especially for some of the international viewers who might have trouble picking up a white ball on the yellow grass.
Talking about international viewers, we'd like to welcome all our international viewers. We've got Sky Sports from England and New Zealand. We have got the BCCI from India and across subcontinent, and we have what's South Africa?
It's Television Transvaal.
Yeah, that's the one.
They talk a little bit funny, but they're quite a reasonable bunch of blokes. And there's 5 wides.
That will be in the highlight package, definitely. The worst ball of the day. George to face.
Short.
And that is creamed. Thanks to Channel 8 good camera work, we've been able to see that ball all the way to the boundary. Fabulous shot by George.
Yes, he didn't hit the ball too hard, he just manoeuvred it out to the boundary. Clever cricket.
That's 11 runs from the over so far.
Is it only at 10 actually?
A 2 to third man, 4, that's 6, and the 5 wide, that's 11.
Okay.
Yes. So, George getting into the act now, and the scoreboard really blasting away. Still, 3 slips in a gully.
Game not
It's, what is it, none for 25. Mitchell onto strike. Just worked away to third man, and that'll go all the way. Yes, it will. 4 runs to Mitchell. Easy as you like.
And that's the problem they're going to have here this afternoon. With any pace on the ball, the batsman's just going to work the ball off the stumps. And it's going to be very hard to keep the batsman under control.
Well, I reckon this afternoon, the money reserve game, you should have a third man in place straight away. I think this ground is too fast, and you can't risk the edges through the slips going for 4. Ooh, swing and miss. We also have the Caribbean listening and watching Barbados Broadcasting United.
And to all you fellows out there in Barbados, follow man.
Mitchell to face. Well stopped.
That saved 4.
Definitely. Almost every shot will save 4. And surprisingly, only 2 men in the covers at this stage of the match. 4 men in catching.
Good bowling there, as he's keeping it pretty tight.
They must really fancy themselves in Francis. We've had the 4 overs and it's none for 25, going at more than a run a ball, and yet they're willing to keep the slips in.
3 slips, a gully, a cover and mid-off. And that's a loose one and flicked away. It's out to the Glen Teagle Earthworks and
4 more.
so yeah, that ball scooted across the field. No need to hit it hard.
So we've had 2 boundaries this over. Fabulous stuff.
It's a festival of run making.
This, I predict a huge total here. This will be humongous. As long as Brad stays out there.
Oh! Punched. It's a King's Winery. No, it's a Searle Demolition Derby.
Oh, this is incredible batting. End of the over. It's none for 37.
Coach can't set the field. Right arm round.
So, chain to the bowling. The left arm medium bowler has been... what is the word?
Dispatched.
Dispatched, definitely. Dispatched. With his very expensive over previously.
2 overs, none for 20. Well, scamper through for a quick second.
Oh, very good.
Nice pick-up, turn and throw by the man there at square leg.
It's amazing when you drop and run how many singles you can get. Because just fielders don't expect it. Very smart play. And he's going over the wicket to Mitchell. And they've taken point into the deep.
Mitchell's going to hit him through the offside, I suspect, here. Oh, good line. Tempting.
Yes. Still 3 slips and a gully. Well, St Francis are going to suffer badly from this.
They may, unless they get a wicket, they will have kept this up for too long already. Nice ball.
Yep. I just feel that Heath and Mitchell Heath and Mitchell have already gotten away, and it's too late to be aggressive.
Let's put away. They may be able to cut that off, and he will, but they'll still make through for 2. Good pick up, and back to the bowling end. They won't want to stray onto the leg stump like that. Not a bad over so far.
End of the over. Just the 3 runs?
Off that particular over. I think there was a little bit of trouble with the satellite there. But yeah, it's just 3 runs and a big improvement on Larry left-hander.
Yes. Well, just looking at the grandstand clock, we've had 19 minutes of play, and we're already up to 40 runs, so we're past the 2 runs per minute mark.
Yes, and this guy is bowling quite well. Oh, and didn't take the run to fine leg.
Phew.
Slightly shortish fine leg, so... okay.
Mitchell is a bit of a fox, so I don't see why he could have gotten 2 from there.
It would have been lively footwork to make it back. Big right-hander. Oh, that's sprayed down. They're gonna, and now they run.
Very odd.
2 extras.
Well, why did he do that? Why did he do that?
I think he realises he missed the run on the last one.
Oh, okay, so it was simply a miscalculation of how deep the fine leg is.
I think so. Rodney right-hander. Good ball.
Yes.
The ball's there to drive, but Mitchell is not taking up the challenge. He feels there'll be enough loose balls to lean back on.
Yes. Rodney right-hander going along with whippersnapper and multicultural bowler as some very well-known players.
Yes, we seem to be... Just wait for that. Oh, there's 5. 5 wides. And so far this over we've had 7 extras.
That'll be in the highlight package. The worst ball of the day. Because of that, long leg has gone deeper and straighter.
The viewers at
And they
home,
might steal a quick single. No, Mitchell keeping the strike.
viewers might like to write in for the worst ball of the day competition.
Yes.
This is happening here in Channel 8.
What is the worst ball of the day?
A, B, C or D. And around the wicket, pinning Mitchell down. Suppose I've already had 7 from this over, so no need to take too many risks.
Yes. Also, if you have any comments that you'd like to have read out on air, just email it to channel8sports@hotmail.com and... Ooh, very weird looking delivery. Kept low, was wide. Mitchell couldn't capitalise.
I think we'll be reading out some of the texts that are coming in a
Yes.
little later in the show.
A little later on, possibly just before the cricket show.
Possibly a lot later on, if
Yes.
we don't get any. Oh, and there's another wide. No, it's just a bye.
Bye! End of the over. Awful umpiring.
None for 48.
And 12 and 13th man have come onto the field to rotate. Just shows that St Francis have plenty of numbers, but they're just crap. Well, our loyal viewers at Channel 8 weren't able to see Panton under 16 1's last match, and you were there, Jumpin Cliff Jones, watching the match. What happened at Whittlesea?
Oh, it was thrill-a-minute stuff to see Mitchell make 100, and just as we watched Stripe bowling here. Yes, Mitchell was very good. We saw Jackson Bellingham cleaned up early, Ty cleaned up early, but it was a one-man show. Stripe comes in, right home over the wicket, sprays onto that pads, but not able to be put away this time. Still the batting a little cautious.
Yes. You just feel they have their foot on the accelerator. They could easily just shove it down and blast off, but they're just holding their nerve, just waiting for the right moment.
They could be ready to change gear even.
Yeah, well, it depends if you've got an automatic or the other kind.
Well, there could be a motorcycle with a centrifugal clutch.
Or it could be a bicycle, which makes the situation even more confusing.
Again, they're tempting fate here bowling on Mitchell's pads, but he's not prepared at this stage to whip them away.
Yes. So I think he can't just easily clip them off his toes for a 4. He has to either hit in the air or go for a quick single. One for 48 after 8 overs. What a start by these two individuals.
And Stripe comes in. Oh, a good ball. Right on that Yorker lane.
Bowling very well at this stage.
Yes, his last over was 3 runs off it, but it was also an excellent over. Certainly has pulled in that scoring rate. Oh, he's strayed this time a little too far.
Yep, that is 4.
It's a King's Winery.
You just can't bowl full tosses at Mitchell.
down the leg side.
On his pad at the shin high. End of the over. It's
For 52.
change of the bowling. Mr. Right Arm something or other is coming on to bowl. Still 2 slips and a gully. What are we going to get here?
Could have he's ready to start. In he go, lovely rhythmical action. Slings it down, and George whips it away with a nice pull shot down to the Daniel Green MP, member for Yan Yin.
Won the seat for Victorian Parliament just a couple of weeks ago.
I think she held the seat.
Held the seat, yes.
She was the sitting member. She stood for the election, and then she resumed her seat.
Yes.
Oh, and a bad ball and a particularly interesting shot too. And but they scurry through for a single.
We've seen pull shots that go in front of square, but never a shot like that. What is
The cross-batted drive off the knee-height full toss.
toe of the bat? Just got over the bowler's reaching arm for a run.
Powerful run in and a slinging action. Now just starting to find his length, I suspect. Not as good a run up that time, but the ball just... I think that's the challenge for St Francis, just to plonk it down on the length and say, okay boys, hit it if you want to. They're trying a little too hard at the moment.
Alright, that's a very interesting observation, Jumpin Cliff Jones.
Two slips in a gully. Short, 4 runs. And it's another Danielle Green. I think the emphasis would be on the L, Danielle Green.
Danielle. Well, that's the hot topic of the over because it's very one-way traffic so far. It's none for 61 off 10. Bit of time wasting with St Francis's reserve fielders getting all muddled up of who's going where and what.
Stripe right. Oh, and Stripes let one go.
That's a beamer. And does the beamer law apply in these lower grades?
It does indeed.
So, that's the one warning beamer, surely.
Surely.
Which means if he bowls another one, then he's out of the attack forever. George going for his nice little fine cut, which he plays very well as a third man, because normally third man is vacant, and you normally get 4 if you hit it well enough.
Short run up this time by Stripe. And another beamer, and that should be off.
6 runs to Heath George. Incredible stuff.
Why is he still bowling?
Well, we'll see that on the action replay. He whacked it very hard, and it's gone down to the tennis court gap between the hill and the tennis court. And we're just going to take a break here at Channel 8 because we've been using up too much tape. If George, that glorious 6. Gigantic full toss. This is ridiculous. Just bowled 3 head height full tosses. This one could be very short. I was completely right. The overcorrectness. Another run. This is absolutely ridiculous, Jumpin Cliff Jones.
Yes, he's struggling, and Stripe, after bowling a very tidy over, will be banished after this one.
No run. Man's gone out to where that 6 was hit. Not out. Hit him outside the line.
Well,
George.
bowling right arm round the wicket. You're not going to get too many.
Yes, and George stepped across to get to the pitch of the ball And of course, he was never going to be given out unless it was a real loser umpire. I've seen them. Nice ball to end. Oh no, he's got another ball to come, so long over. We have had 33 minutes of play. Hilarious. End of the over. What is it?
There was 7, 9, 10 off that one.
None for 71.
Strong boy. Oh, and it's short. Punched into the
Nicely played.
covers. Well fielded.
Another drop ball.
Strong boy in. Mitchell watchful. No run. Short. Well outside off and punched.
That'll be
forward a
4.
point, and it's gone all the way.
No stopping that ball. 4 more, and Mitchell goes on. We're in the Panton Media Centre, where the Channel 8 team are.
Pulled around down to stripe it finally. Well, backward square leg really.
Yes. Just the 1 run. Oh, a real change of the field. 1 slip. Everyone else in the covers.
A better over from Big Boy. And only the 5 off it. None for 76.
Confusion at the Cracknell Reserve here. Trying to figure out what rules for the one-day games and who's doing what.
Short, punched away by...
I'll tell you who's doing what. Mitchell is creaming them. He's almost up to a half century.
Stripe around the wicket now. And missed by the keeper. But just be the 1 by. No, just be the 1 run.
Ooh. Well, it's all good in the hood, as they say.
All good in the hood, as they say in Scotland. Go and beats the field, just be the 1.
Beats both fielders, and the 3rd fielder has to take it. So they've taken from everyone in the slips to everyone in the covers. So they've obviously understood that these two are supreme batsmen. Oh! No, they've covered it. It looked like a soaring boundary, but 3 men on the fence on the leg side for Mitchell. A real change of attitude.
That'll be 4.
Whew, we could see 250s. Coach Neil Anderson did say a couple of weeks ago that Panton's strength was in their batting.
Short. Pulled away. Just
Oh, misfield, and they're going to steal a single, are they? Yes. Very well run. These 2 little good runners have gotten an extra run. What's the score?
None for 89.
None for 89. You could just imagine what would happen if this was a 2-day game. We could get a score of 300.
Could. Strong boy to continue from the eastern end.
The Roger end is...
Well, it's probably not eastern, is it? The Roger end. Slapped out by Mitchell to mid-wicket.
the ball.
By Raja Pakrasamy. Out there at mid-wicket. Big boy comes in. Turned away.
I can't see the sun, so you just can't tell where the where's north and south and the rest.
Short, and that's put away. To split the difference between the lettuce in
And I think that might be 50 for Bradley Mitchell. I'm Chukka.
Strong boy's been slapped. Mitchell has punched that one down the field.
Mitchell has on to 55. So, incredible batting by Bradley Mitchell. He goes on, that's his third 50 to go with his 200s. His average is now a whopping 150. Yes, it's true, Jumpin.
I don't like your maths there. I suspect there's an error, but... and a swing at the stumps by left-hander, and it could have been close if it had a hit, but it didn't.
Alright, Bradley Mitchell has now brought up his 450th run of the season, and he's gone out 3 times.
Okay, but how could his average go up 50 with a not out of 50? Seems to be an error there. And George leans back on that one, and Goodyear tyres. And 9 runs off the over. No wicket for 98.
So, he came to the innings at an average of 130, and he's left with an average of 150. Bradley Mitchell, another superb knock. Another superb knock.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone home?
A very good round of applause by Bradley Mitchell, again making runs. Again, Channel 8 is there to see this action. But let's have a look who's to come. Ty Gilmore. Let's have a look at his stats. 85 runs at an average of about 21. Highest score 64, 150. And nothing else, basically.
We've got young Shorthair coming on to bowl.
Oh, it's a bit of a spinner. So, the skipper goes, and you bring on your spinner.
Now this, I think they should have put him on earlier somehow. This will be more interesting. If he can hold the line, he will test my theory here. I think the spinners could be the go on this fast field. Shorthair.
Ooh, very nice action. He seems to be a very tall, slow left arm.
He seems to be the brother of the wicketkeeper too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Short hair.
Tall Shorthair is his brother. Small Shorthair bowls. Gilmore back.
Yes, he gets a very upright action. Puts nice rotations of the ball. I don't think he'll get much turn unless he really rips it. This is Panton Hill, of course.
I'm sure he's not trying to turn it at all. Short. Pulled.
Oh dear.
A little bit of confusion.
Well, has the score reached none for 100 yet?
No, 99.
99.
Shorthair comes in. Small Shorthair. Floats one up. George flicks it away. And through the fielder. That just costs that 1 run. And a nice throw back.
And that's the 100 up for Panton Hill. None for 100.
In the 15th over.
Cool.
Small Shorthair. Comes in, bowls to George. That's the single. Just the 4 runs from the over.
They could really look at scoring a 200 here.
Into Gilmore. Over the wicket now. Allowed to pass. Not a bad over.
End of the over. It's none for
102.
Heath George.
And the bowler will be Chancellor Pakrasamy. Comes in, right on over.
And that's the end of George. Going for his traditional slog sweep shot. George is gone for 40-something. Unfortunately, Panton Hill can't make a pair of opening batting 50s. Heath George, the first batsman to be dismissed for 40-something. Panton Hill are 1 for 102, and Bellingham is out to come in. So, Heath George, good opening partnership of, what was the opening partnership worth?
102. Before Mitchell went off, let's say it was in the 90s.
In the 90s, so a 90-run opening partnership. Heath George getting a very appropriate round of applause. A very nice innings from him. And Bellingham to come out to the crease. So Bellingham to the crease. Let's have a look at his stats. 62.